Hello and welcome to Business Today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Viewers, it's a pleasure to be here today again with a very special guest who actually we had before. And due to the overwhelming emails we've had, many people have said that he's really inspired and motivated a few people. They enjoyed listening to his story. And what we want to do today is actually ask him questions and continue on the same topic of what inspires him and what motivates him. And most importantly, what sort of mindset do we need to have in order to achieve success in life, whether it's business, whether it's personal. So without further ado, I will introduce my guest again. And for those of you who haven't seen the last episode, we're going to repeat a few things about him. And may I introduce Mr. Chad Chaudhry.
Thank you very much for inviting me and Farsubai and the viewers as well who's watched my last interview. So thank you very much for inviting me back to the show.
Thank you for coming back onto the show. Now, Mr. Chaudhry, for the viewers who hasn't seen the program last, maybe, could you introduce yourself again, please?
Sure. So I'm from Leeds in Yorkshire. I'm a 32 years old entrepreneur of Innovate Group and Naga King.
Okay, thank you. Now, it's been a month since you've launched another project of yours.
Yeah.
And I hope that's gone well. Could you just tell me how the launch went?
Yeah, the launch was overwhelming, very successful. More than my expectations, to be honest. The support that I've got from the supporters, the consumers out there has been absolutely amazing. Even the retailers who are stocking my products, they've been really pushing the product as well for the consumer to purchase. Okay. So the support's been absolutely amazing. The launch went really well. I mean, it was very difficult. I mean, I was working that whole week. I was working 24 hours around the clock. So I was practically a robot. No sleep, no rest. Working around the clock to make sure every single retailer, as you can imagine, the launch is nationwide. It's not just one particular area or one particular shop. It's everywhere in the UK. And as you can imagine, there's hundreds and hundreds of shops across the UK. So it was a mission. And you know, to get all the stock ready, to get it delivered, to get all the promotional material in the shops. So yeah, you know, we've met the target, met the goals, product was launched, and it went really well.
Coming back onto that, I mean, what motivates you to get out of bed in the morning?
What motivates me is my customers, because end of the day, they wanted this product. This is a people's product. It's been developed from people's feedback. And the satisfaction that I'm getting from someone to purchase my product and say, I love this product, that was what motivates me to get out of the bed and develop my product even further. And not just that, inspire people as well. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So that, you know, that's another agenda as well, to prove and be a role model for a lot of the youngsters out there, and not just the youngsters, even, you know, your individuals out there who are looking to get into business, who haven't been in business before. Is to be a role model and show them, you know, this is how it works.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's interesting, because this is what I want my this Business Today show to be about. It's about bringing people on who can become role models for the next generation.
Absolutely.
You know, and get into the world of business with confidence. And people like yourself, that's what we want. You know, we want you to come on and share your knowledge, share your expertise, and share your experiences. Okay. Business isn't easy, you know. Can you tell me about a time when you almost gave up? How you felt about that? I think you mentioned it last time.
Yeah.
And what you did instead of giving up.
Sure. I mean, I'll go to the Naga King scenario. So, Naga King was in development for 4 years. Even though it was just launched a month ago, it was under development for 4 years, and it's a massive project. So it's not a small project. You know, halfway through, I was just in the margin of giving up, and that was because I was going through, you know, trauma, personal challenges, and because of the personal challenges, I was just about to give up. But what motivated me was because I was going under depression, and it was the depression which kind of made me give up the idea, give up on business. But I turned it around, and that was through self-development, I picked up a pad and I looked at the values that I've got, all the good quantities and the bad qualities, and I thought, I'm not giving up. You know, I've got this idea. It's an idea that could be beneficial to loads of people out there. It's a solution product. And I started getting a pad, started sketching, and that's when the motivation came back in, and Naga King was back on its dot, really, to move forward and get it all out there. But it's been, you know, a challenge. And it's a challenge where I know a lot of people might go through a similar situation where they have an idea and they build it up. They have all these notes, and then when it comes to the moment where they just need to make the first step, they give up. And you know, my advice is the moment when you actually feel like that, take a step back and, you know, just think about yourself and just remember the qualities that you got, you know, and what you can use, all the skills that you've got, and how you can implement them skills into that. You know, don't think about giving up, because once you give up, you're not a leader. You know, be a leader, because a leader never gives up.
Okay. And what about the sort of mindset we need to have in terms of becoming successful in life?
You always have to think positive. So if there's anything out there that's got negative, if you're in a negative environment, or if you've got any negative I don't know, issues, put them to a side, park it, and focus on the positives. So you need to be positive. To go into business, you have to have an open mind. You need to think outside the box, and you need to think about long term. Business is not an overnight get-rich scheme. It's a process that takes time. It's a slow process, but the reward is there, but it will take time. And that's the mindset that you have to get into. It's going to take a lot of hard work. You know, prepare yourself to have sleepless nights, but that's just the foundation. Once you build the foundation up, then everything else becomes a bit easy. So building the foundation, it requires a few sleepless nights. It requires you pushing yourself to a limit, which might mean, you know what, thinking a bit more deeper into, you know, stuff that you haven't done before, and really pushing yourself. And like I said, it's business is not easy. You have to go with a clear mind and think, this is business, and not put emotions into it, because once you get emotions involved, the business will fall apart. So you can't put emotions into business. So anyone out there who's thinking of a business, you know, don't mix your emotions with business. You know, business goes up and down. It's like a roller coaster. You know, numbers might go down and they might go up. When it goes down, don't be upset. You know, don't feel down about it. That's business. Don't get your emotions in. You know, think about strategies. It's gone down. How am I going to get back up? And just have a clear mindset.
Yeah, I love the way a roller coaster you use there.
Yeah.
Actually, life, business, everything is like a roller coaster.
Everything is a roller coaster.
You go up and then you suddenly come down.
Yeah.
When you're coming down is the moment where you really have to think, how do I go back up again?
Exactly.
Rather than thinking, like, it's not working for me, let's give up.
Yeah.
That's the moment.
And like I said in my first interview, if you fall down, jump twice higher. That's the mindset you have to have. You know, don't just think, you know, I'm just going to get up and continue. Jump twice higher. Show people out there that what you're made out of.
It's very true. And also, if you can look up, you can get up. So
absolutely. And always be, you know, there's no harm in looking at competitors, looking at people who are successful, because when you look at them, you know, you get inspired, you follow some footsteps, you modify, and then you put your own qualities into it, and that's how you become a successful business person. You know, look at people who started from nothing and made something out of themselves, or look at someone who is a general role model. You know, they have quotations, they have positive quotes. You know, something might trigger you for you to jump twice higher than what position you were in before.
Excellent, thank you. What's important in a business model to continue to move forward?
Well, one of the things I say to a lot of people out there who are starting businesses is have a business plan, because a business plan is your Bible. It tells you everything from, it's a business development tool, and that's how you should see it. You know, it tells you what your investment's going to be. It's going to tell you your ups and downs. It's going to tell you your strengths and weakness. It's like a 5 years model of a business. And as long as you follow the business plan, you keep yourself on track, you know, things will go smooth. When you start moving away from a business plan, things get a bit messy. You know, not always, but majority of the time it does get a bit messy because you're interrupting your business plan that you've got in place.
It's like effectively having a map.
Absolutely,
from
it's a
here
business
to there.
map.
How do I go? What do I need in between?
Absolutely.
It's really important. I mean, having a really good business plan. And actually, a lot of people make a business plan that doesn't really. It's not something that they're going to carry forward.
Yeah.
Right? They do it for the sake of bank maybe or something. But actually, a business plan is really important, and you need to be really honest with yourself.
Yeah,
when you're making a
absolutely.
business plan.
You know, it's not all about showing big numbers in a business plan. It's all about what happens when I get there. What happens when I do this? What happens when, you know, it's a map, like you said, and a business model relies on a business plan very, very heavily. I like with Naga King, for example, you know, my business plan is very thick. I've worked on it for many, many months, and like I said in my first interview, it's about this thick. Now, some people might say, you know, why are you wasting time on a business plan? The business plan is telling me how to survive in this competitive world when it comes to business. This is one of the reasons why my launch with Naga King has been successful, because I followed the business plan. It's a guide, you know, things might go wrong, things might go unexpected, stuff might happen, but your business plan acts as a guide. For example, when I launched Naga King, within 5 days of launch, London was sold out of stock, Birmingham was sold out of stock.
Wow.
The overwhelming response that we got from the public meant I had to look back on my business plan and think, what do I do now? Because it was unexpected. You know, a few retailers had a stock for a couple of months and they finished it within 5 days. So I had to refer back to my business plan. What do I do and how do I cope with that kind of demand?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, we're coming to a break very soon. Viewers, what Mr. Chowdhury's just mentioned is actually a very vital part of your business. You know, that plan has to consist of, if it goes wrong, what do you do? If it goes right, how do you go forward? If it goes wrong, how do you fix this and move forward? That should be all part of your business plan. Anyway, however, stay tuned and we'll see you after the break.